an important one. Implementing your staff's most helpful ideas can go a long way towards building trust, retention, and growing your practice. When I used to give ideas to the leaders of the companies that I've worked for, I would find that I would give this idea excitedly, and they'd say, okay, thank you, Shakira. I'd walk away, and then it would go into some sort of deep black hole abyss. And I'd never hear anything about it again. I moved around a lot when I was in corporate. One of the reasons why I had those types of challenges where I felt like the people in charge weren't listening to us. So it's important that if you have the opportunity to listen to someone's idea and you think it's good and you want to support it, start implementing those ideas, because you will get less ideas from people if you don't. I think if you're going to take the time to be a mentor, you should also take the time to listen to your mentee and learn from them too. Long-term value of mentoring, reduce stress. It also reduces stress because it can serve as a support system, I think, for both the mentor and the mentee. It helps multi-gen employees manage work-life balance. It increases staff resilience by teaching skills to make them more effective, right? And when you have that, there's less workplace burdens. And of course, less stress. I know this can be a stressful industry, so mentoring can help with that. It supports multi-gen staff in navigating workplace politics. Sometimes you need one person to go to that you can say, you know, how do I handle this? When you have a mentoring relationship, you have that person to go to. Mentors also experience less stress themselves because they're getting more value. They're getting a lot more value out of the job. Look more closely at your own behavior towards them. Are you doing things that makes people feel unwelcome? Are you showing them that you do value their skills and their strengths? Engage in open communication. Listen more carefully and respond appropriately. Do that reframing, because again, it's not always going to be what you think. It could be something different. And what you believed before may not work. Exhibit an awareness of other people's feelings, beliefs, and opinions with empathy, physically and verbally. Adapt what you say to suit different perspectives. And I'm going to add, adapt what you do to suit different perspectives. Flexibility and how you're offering the employee experience with your practice and business is going to be key.
I actually have a question. I'm wondering, how many people feel like you are using AI effectively right now and using it every day? Not every day? Okay, some every day. Some feel like they're using it effectively. Well, I think you may find through this presentation there might be some other ways that you can be using artificial intelligence. AI is a tool. Humans are the advantage, my friends. And we really are. That what we do, what we offer, our human connection is a team differentiator. Okay? There's something you need to quickly understand before we get into this, is that AI enhances what we do, and it should augment what we do and not replace it. Right now, it's trained to learn exactly what we tell it, humans, we. So you have to keep that in mind and understand that your years of experience, there's no doubt that many of you have been in the industry for some time. Whether you're new to the industry or not, you are bringing a level of experience that is still needed. On chatbots, they've been around for decades now, but before they would just have the FAQs. You know, somebody would program in to answer basic question, hours of operation, phone number for customer service, address. Now you can have a conversation with a chatbot, and it feels natural because that's what artificial intelligence is trained to do, to have natural conversations. The one thing I will say before I move on is that with chatbots, if your organization, whether it's your own company or an employer, has a chatbot, I think it's really important that during business hours, that chatbot actually goes from you chatting with the bot to being able to introduce you to a live agent, whoever that is. That's the best experience right now, because otherwise, if it's not trained on what unique ideas or questions that a user has, it goes into a loop and you feel like you're just wasting your time.
Sometimes you have relationships that are not going to work out because they're not going to work out. But the ones that you need, the ones that help you do your job better, or provide better service to your clients and your partners. I think those are the ones that most matter. When I was mentioning earlier that people just want to be seen and heard, that's real. And a lot of times we don't find that out until it's too late, until they're telling us that we haven't been listening to them. And your goal should be always to see and hear people. I always say if you can't convince yourself, you're not going to be able to convince anybody else. So you have to be, again, self-awareness and believing in whatever it is that you're saying. People will sense that you're not sure. And I say if you're not sure, it's okay to say it. You don't have to be, unless you really are trying to be the know-it-all. You don't have to be. I would prefer someone be honest with me and say, I'm not familiar with that. Can I get back to you? That's a communications tactic. By actually saying, I don't know what that is, but at some point I do want to find that out. And when I do, would you allow me to get back to you on that? It's a great way to keep your relationship positive and building that trust that's necessary for you to be in these relationships that are so important to your industry.
So what I want you to do is to take the time to understand how your employees are going to react and create messages that are transparent and that also makes them feel good, even if it's just for this one time, even for this one message that you're going to be sending. Make them feel good about what's happening and remind them of how important they are to your operation and that the value they bring, they have within them, and that's still needed. It's really still important because there are a lot of things that could interrupt, that people encounter bad situations and experiences, that humans can help deal with these situations and resolve any sort of disputes. That alone will support your efforts to have a more cohesive implementation and rollout, and to ensure human AI collaboration stays at the forefront. And with that, I will thank you again and have a great day.